Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. Let's take a look at the chart. So we had the buy signal last Friday, closing above that 295.34 formation. There was also a horizontal channel top that we're not showing anymore because of the limited space that we also cleared above for the second time. 295.34 is our base of weekly support, and above which this could be within 2 to 3 weeks. 365.55 long-term descending two-thirds speed line projected off the December 24 all-time high. On the way up, we have respectable resistance in the lower 350s, and that is nothing more than this former channel top on the weekly chart that we closed above in November, rallied to the December high, broke back, and when we settled back below it, I think that was in January or February, it resulted in the continued collapse. So it is a big area. And 351.39 is an upside 50% retracement from that December high against the recent April low. This is an important area, almost of greater significance than the speed line itself. So the way I would really frame this is if you're long now, you should take some profits at least, maybe all, in the low 350s. And then if you want to get long again for another rally that could play out for weeks to come, that would be a settlement above the 365.55 speed line. As we continue through time over the next couple of weeks, this all converges into a single point anyway, so it's not all that big of a deal as we continue into early June, but it is an objective, and for right now, there are two separate areas. So on the way up, holding above 295.34, I do see this recently formed rising channel top at 339.05 as in reach this week, and quite possibly today if we happen to push through this 326.59 area. So we've had 319.02. We pushed through that. We even opened above it on Monday. We broke back to close just below it. So we're right there. It is still a tradable level, but you've got 326.59 that we have yet to reach. Yesterday's high was 322.21. It also correlates with this pullback low that occurred in February for about 2 weeks before we collapsed below it. So 326.59 can contain intraday buying pressures. And if we push through 326.59 today, we could, by the closing bell, reach this 339.05 rising channel top, which can contain daily buying pressures. So, if you've been long for the last couple of days, 3 to 5 day swing traders, I know we were mentioning 319.02, so you may already be out of that trade. But if you're still long, you can stay long up to 339.05. I think that is likely over the coming days. Once again, possibly today if we push through 326.59. 339.05 likely to contain daily highs. We may even top out here into later week and fall away to some extent. I don't know about fall away all the way back to 295.34. I mean, it's certainly possible. But this could create a pause, hesitation for a few days before the market, and this is rising at a steep pace. Over the next week, it actually converges anyway with this area that I just mentioned in the low 350s to mid 360s, narrowing on a daily basis. Bottom line, closing today above 339.05, however unlikely, would indicate a test tomorrow of the low 350s. And that's a meaningful resistance area, can't be ignored. Not only is it a 50% upside retracement, but it's also that former channel top. And despite the fact that we have violated it twice, it acted pretty well on both occasions. We had the settlement above it. We consolidated for a few weeks, but we never closed back below it before blasting away to the December high. And then when we came falling back, we did break it, but we never closed below it. It took a couple of weeks, and then when we did, it was lookout below. So this is an important area, certainly sellable resistance on the short side. And then as we continue through time, it will be a range of resistance up to 365.55. If we were over the next few weeks to close above 365.55, I see upward continuation. I think this channel top at 513.36 would be a realistic by the end of the year objective if we were to close above this area here. Downside. Let's take a look at the downside. I do have 295.34. I also have 307.04. That is a gap closer from Friday's high from Monday's low. What am I trying to say here? 311.50 is Monday's low, and you can see it as a minor point. If we break it, 307.04 in reach. In fact, we could trade inside of the 307.04 to 326.59 area all day long. Day traders can make good use of both of these levels. That could play out today. One of the two may well be tested today, can contain intraday, potentially daily activity. If we happen to break 307.04 today, we could potentially test 295.34, but I think it's likelier a settlement today below 307.04 sets up 295.34 tomorrow, where we could bottom out for the week and round back up again, up to 339.05 within a couple of weeks. Actually, let me clarify that, and that is to say that if we bottom out at 295.34, we can round up again within 2 to 3 weeks or so back into this zone of longer-term resistance. Now, if we were to close below 295.34 today, and I think it's highly unlikely, it would be some surprise news event that nobody's anticipating, that indicates, I think, a good May high. Because I think the next week or two, we continue unwinding back to this 257.35 formation, a channel bottom that is a month in the making, able to contain weekly selling pressures and a significant downside continuation point as we move into June, July. But we're a long way from that right now. So if we close below 295.34, I see no good reason to be long Tesla as we move into next week. Over the following week or two, 257.35 is likely. So that is a short play if settled below 295.34, but it is off the mark. I don't expect it to see it today. And in fact, it is likelier we'll trade inside of this 307.04 to 326.59 area. But just know that we're still in the midst of a 2 to 3 week buy signal above 295.34, expecting 339.05 over the next week, day, 2 or 3, and 365.55 over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe, check out wickedstocks.com, take advantage of our 5-day free trial. Last week, we put out stock picks in GitLab and Lockheed Martin. We'll be putting out another stock pick later today, Tuesday, another one on Thursday. You can see them all for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial, where you'll also see daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis. You get a lot to see in 5 days, and you just might stick around when you see everything that we have to offer at wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Wednesday's Tesla. You have a great day.